We continue our ongoing conversation about Turkey and its role in its region as well as its role in the world. Süreyya Ciliv is with us. He is the CEO of Turkcell. It is Turkey's largest mobile operator with more than 34 million subscribers. The company has benefited from Turkey's booming economy. We want to talk about that economy and also look at the future of technology in the region. So I am pleased to have him here at this table for the first time. Welcome.
Nice to be here.
So tell me a bit about you before, because you lived in the United States for a portion of your life.
Yeah. When I graduated from high school, I had an opportunity to get a scholarship and to go to Germany or stay in Turkey. But because there are so many guest workers in Germany, I decided to stay in Turkey. But the university was closed because of student fights. And my father was very upset that I wasn't going to school. I was upset. And then I got a scholarship and came to the United States to study at University of Michigan.
Right.
So I studied computer engineering, and then I went to Harvard Business School to get my MBA. Then worked in the startup business in Boston area for 5 years. And then I started up a software company myself with a partner. And that was a huge experience, very good success. And in 1997, I joined Microsoft as the president of Turkey. So first time I went back after 20 years. And after 3 years in Turkey, running Microsoft operations there, I was promoted to the headquarters of Microsoft in Redmond, Washington. I took executive positions in headquarters of Microsoft, worked with great leaders like Bill Gates, Steve Ballmer, and Jeff Rakes, who runs the Gates Foundation today. I learned a lot from them. And then in 2007, I was offered the job to be the CEO of Turkcell in Turkey. And I got excited about that role, and I moved to Turkey.
Why did you get excited about it?
Because I felt that it was a critical time for the company, and it was facing very tough competition from global players in its home market. And I felt that it was time for me to take all of my experience and learning in the technology business in the United States and worldwide experience, and take it to this Turkish team, be the captain of the team, and lead it. And I have been very, very happy. Although it took some personal sacrifices. I was away from my family most of this time, but we had a very exciting journey. We are now very proud that Turkey has become #1 in the world in mobile communication, according to French INSEAD University World Economic Forum report. Among 138 countries, Turkey has become #1 in mobile network coverage of population with 99.7%.
Tell me how you see Turkey and its future, its economic future, and then its political impact.
Yeah. Charlie, I lived in the United States altogether, I think, close to 27 years. And I also, in my jobs, executive position in Microsoft, traveled to close to 80 countries. But what I have seen in Turkey in the last 8 years is really amazing. And I felt the latest election was best designed and the best executed election I have ever seen. Basically, it was like a company making a presentation to investors or investment community. Basically, the governing party in Turkey's message was, this is what we have done in the last 8 years, and this is what we plan to do in the next 12 years. And they were very substantial, factual information about the progress Turkey has made in many key performance indicators. The government, the leadership in Turkey took a very practical approach, very pragmatic approach. They basically said, if we serve to the people, if we deliver better service to people, we'll win their votes. If we make them feel they are better off versus 4 years ago, versus 8 years ago, they will vote for us. And to capture their votes, to make them feel they are better off, they designed a lot of projects, a lot of infrastructure projects in communication, in transportation, in education, in healthcare, in the business. They also turned Turkey a much better place to do business. So, if you look at the highways, there were 6,000 kilometers of highways. Now we have added 15,000
You sound like
more.
a cheerleader for the government.
You know, I think I am just impressed by the execution. And, you know, we live in a very turbulent times right now. I think, you know, every day we see things happening in Libya and Tunisia and Egypt and Syria. I think it's a good example of business government leadership. If you do the right things, serving people, you win their votes. And this government in Turkey has won 3 consecutive elections with increasing percentage.
With the same prime minister.
Yes.
Do you have any criticism of this government? Are you approving of some of their, what some call crackdowns on the press? Are you approving of this effort to witness generals who are resigning from the military because of trials that are going on?
You know, I think you could say nobody is perfect and nobody always 100% of the time makes right decisions every minute. But in general, though, I know I have met the leadership. I know that they have sincere interest about doing the right thing for the people. And I know that it is very sincere. I know it is very real. And
what do you think their ambition for Turkey is beyond a prosperous economy and an educated population?
Charlie, you know, our prime minister, who is the leader of the party, he was the mayor of Istanbul. So when you are a mayor, you don't deal with international politics. You deal about serving people for their basic needs. You take a very practical approach. Do they have electricity? Do they have water? Is it clean? Is the street? Is the architecture?
But you have to worry about liberty, and you have to worry about freedom, and you have to worry about human rights, and you have to worry about you know, the culture as well.
Yes.
You know, you have to do that because those are the kinds of environments that people who might want to come and work for a very prosperous company like you will insist on for their children.
You know, this is what I think is different about this government as well. It is very pragmatic solutions to the problems. And like, I'll be open. We have been through a global economic crisis.
Right.
And I am watching from Turkey sometimes the debates in the United States. United States in the parliament debating what has happened in Turkey in 1915 between Turkey and Armenia. In the parliament. There is a global economic crisis. There is unemployment increasing. There are recession risks. And a lot of members of the parliament are dealing with
about the U.S. Congress.
1915, what has happened.
Right.
Turkish government, on the other hand, is saying, let's do projects, let's build roads, hospitals, so that we deliver better healthcare, better education, better telecommunication.
Yeah. Let's change the infrastructure.
We were 8 years ago, we were 101st country in the world to adopt 3G. Today, we became #1 in the world in mobile communications. So it takes investment. And some of these projects were done by build, operate, and transfer. So Japanese funded these, Italians funded these, other Turkish companies funded these infrastructures. But today, it is better than 8 years ago, for sure.
I want to talk about the global economic picture, too. This is from Financial Times on Tuesday, October 18th. That's Tuesday of this week as we tape this. Here's what it says. The Turkish economy fundamentals in focus. With its rapid growth and rising living standards, which you have just heralded, Turkey offers hope to neighbors and investors facing a turbulent outlook, which you have also cited. But doubts are growing about the sustainability of the Turkish economic performance. Do you have doubts?
You know, I learned from the business world that your past success does not guarantee success in the future. Nothing goes up forever all the time. So there is a lot of hard work to be done. Our success in the future is not guaranteed. But I think Turkey is extremely well positioned to continue its success. Charlie, do you know what is the debate in Turkey these days?
No, tell me.
Instead of starting work at 9 a.m., should we start work at 7 a.m.?
Yes, of course.
And another debate is, should we work on Saturdays?
Yeah.
So there is a debate, and I think people are saying, should we work a little bit harder so that we can catch up? So I think Turks are hungrier. And as a result, we need to work harder. And in a way, the technology revolution is in our favor. We are now playing on a much more level field.
In a report that came out just last month, the IMF suggested that the rate of growth in Turkey would slow down from where 6 or 7% all the way down to 2+%. I mean, do you buy that? Do you believe that? And is Turkey prepared for that?
Now, this fast growth also brought a pretty high level of current account deficit.
Right.
So high levels of imports and overweighing the exports.
Right.
And the gap was opening up. So Turkey needed to manage that. And as a result, we are going to slow down the growth a little bit so that we catch up in the trade account deficit.
The other thing, what about the depreciation in the lira?
I think it is basically, again, a measure that's going to help to reduce the trade account deficit. It is going to make Turkish products more competitive, and it's going to make imports more expensive, so it's going to help that balance.
So Turkey wants to be an export nation?
Turkey wants to...
Like Germany, like China?
Turkey wants to grow its economy so that all of the people are better off.
And what do you see as the biggest challenge to that happening?
I think, political risks are something we need to be careful. World economic condition, if there is another global economic crisis, obviously it could have an impact. But I think we need to focus on our own business, and we need to drive innovation. We need to work harder. We need to be more efficient. We need to use technology in our businesses more efficiently, because technology is really hope for humanity for the future.
When you look at Turkey's role in the world, does Turkey still want to be part of the European Union?
There is still a desire to be part of the European Union, but I think European Union is better off with Turkey. And we have been doing well if you look at our past performance, and there are a lot of benefits. I think opening up, we can have access to knowledge. There is a lot we can learn from Europe as well, but I think it's not critical for Turkey's future to be part of the European Union. I think it could be a win-win if we join the European Union.
What do you think of the crisis that Europe is going through right now in the Eurozone?
I am not surprised, because you and I, we have attended some European meetings,
yes.
And, you hear 27 countries, different cultures, politicians arguing, talking, discussion going on, but it's not about very practical things about serving people. It's about at a very high level. I don't know if it is touching people. And this is why I was making the comments about the Turkish government. They have not lost the purpose of the government, which is to make life, to improve lives of the regular people. Europe looks too complicated, too sophisticated. It's like too many moving parts, so it is difficult to orchestrate, organize. I think United States is more, one homogeneous...
It's more of a political union than Europe has, clearly.
Exactly.
Clearly that's part of the problem.
Yeah.
So you think that the Turkish government will continue to press forward for admission to the European Union?
I think
and
so.
That the European Union will be wise to understand that Turkey could be a vital member as well as a link to the Islam community, a Muslim community around the world.
Also, very practically, today Turkey is the 6th largest economy in Europe, and it was growing 11%. Number 1 fastest growing economy in the world. Second quarter, second fastest growing at 8.8%. So you have a large size economy growing fast. Isn't Europe better off joining forces, having access to these markets?
Yes. Well, that's the argument that's been made, and and you wonder why that doesn't happen, but it's taken a long time, and you ask yourself, what are the fears they have of Turkey?
They have a lot of fears, but what were the main reasons that the United States have been successful so long? I think having fresh immigrants, fresh blood of smart people coming in.
You're absolutely right.
And working, trying, ready to bite the bear's ass every morning, work very hard. That approach was very critical, I think.
Indeed.
And I think European Union could only benefit from that. But obviously, a lot of Europeans could feel a little bit threatened by it. And there is also the religion factor.
There is also the religion factor.
Because I was recently in Netherlands, and I saw that some of the Dutch were very bothered by the fact that some of the immigrants, they had built a mosque and they were turning the loudspeakers up to the highest volume, and the whole Amsterdam was listening to the 5 prayers of the Muslim religion. And there needs to be more harmony. I think
this was at Friday prayers, or
exactly.
Yeah.
So obviously, this kind of actions also creates resistance. It needed to be a little bit softer approach, I think.
Tell me, what's the next big idea in technology?
Basically, there was a 30 years of a wave of the PC.
Right.
Before that, 1960s, 70s were the years of the mainframes.
Right.
And then mini computers, and then the PCs. But now is the time for mobile computers and mobile communication in simple mobile internet. These smartphones, the computers you carry in your pocket, they are your phone. They do work as a phone, but they are mainly a computer. They are very smart in software. They provide you a lot of services that make your life easier.
Including things like a GPS and everything else.
Now, is internet important?
Of course.
Yeah, of course. And how many people in the world today are reaching internet?
I don't know. You know, so I'm thrilled that you're here.
1.5 billion people.
Out of a population
out of 7 billion.
Of 7 billion. 1.5.
So in the next 5 years, that number will go from 1.5 to 5. That is the opportunity.
1.5 to 5.
In the next 5 years.
In the next 5 years.
Because of the smartphones and tablets. The world population...
the price will come down as well.
Exactly, it is coming down. World population is 7 billion, and there are 5.7 billion phones. So these people are today using phones. Almost we have reached a very high level of penetration. Almost everybody in Africa, in Amazon, in Turkey, in United States, in London, they all have phones. Today we are connecting these people through a very thin wire of voice and short message. But with this mobile internet, broadband, it will be a much bigger pipe. So video will be the main information data that is flowing. So people will have access to education, health information, business information, entertainment all around the world through this mobile internet. So they don't have to come from Turkey or Africa to the United States to have access to knowledge. They can have it through technology in their hands.
It's good to have you here, and I thank you for coming.
Thank you.